Hygge. If you've never heard this word before, you've never lived in Scandinavia, or you haven't read any lifestyle magazines for a while. It's not an English word, but if you've been into any bookshop in the UK in the past few years, then the chances are you will have seen a display of books on sale that offer to show you how to feel better by bringing a little hygge into your life. In the UK and beyond, the word hygge has started appearing in cookbooks, in magazine articles, and all over the internet. It has appeared in the shortlist for the Oxford Dictionary's Word of the Year, and as a hashtag in millions of posts across social media. But where did it come from? And what does it mean?
Hygge is a Danish concept which roughly translates as coziness.
Hygge is a Scandinavian way of life, and it's all about happiness and well-being.
There's no real direct translation into English, but it kind of roughly means spending time with the people that you love, doing things that you enjoy, slowing down the pace of life, and just kind of being content.
This is Kaylee Tanner. Kaylee lives in Brighton, a vibrant and exciting seaside town on the south coast of England. By day, Kaylee works in marketing, but in her evenings and weekends, she runs a successful blog called HW5E.com, dedicated to all things hygge. Why does Kaylee think that everyone is interested in hygge now?
I think the unstable political environment we're living in at the moment means that people are kind of seeking this comfort more than ever before. Every time I speak to a Scandinavian about this, they're very surprised that hygge is kind of taking off around the world. There are people as far as, Japan and South Korea and Australia, absolutely everywhere, suddenly taking an interest in something that's been part of the Scandinavian way of life forever, really. I absolutely adore Scandinavia. I've been so many times, and every time I go, I just fall in love with it all over again. So I started my blog Hello Hygge in January 2015 after reading about the concept of hygge in a book called Scandinavian Christmas.
At that time, if you'd looked on the internet for information about hygge, you wouldn't have been able to find much in English.
So I decided to set up an English language blog all about the concept.
And as interest in hygge has grown around the world, so has Kaylee's blog.
There's a big variety of things on my blog. It's I'd call it a lifestyle blog.
The site features articles on things like food, travel, health, and decorating your home, as well as interviews with authors and experts.
And it's meant to be just a kind of cosy space on the internet. I think the internet does need some more comfort.
A lot of the articles on Hello Hygge are full of beautiful things you can buy. But if you just couldn't afford these things, could you still live a hygge lifestyle?
The best thing you can do if you don't want to buy anything but you still want to hygge is to just spend time with your favourite people. So whether it's friends or family, just invite them over, have a nice, fun, relaxed evening with them, or go for a walk, go to the park, go to the beach. Just spend time with the right people, and I think that's the best possible way to hygge for free.
And she has some advice for the phone addicts too.
Just ignore the screens and focus on the people that are there in front of you. I think so many of us these days are just so tied to technology, and hygge gives us a reason to kind of turn everything off and just focus on the people that we want in our lives. And I think that that's a really important way to bring hygge into your life.
Hello Hygge has been very successful. If Kaylee hadn't started her blog, she would have missed out on some very exciting opportunities.
I was asked to appear live on Norwegian breakfast TV, which was very strange. I'd never been on TV before, so that was unusual, but something I'd never do without the blog. So it's great to have all these opportunities to do some different things.
Today, people think of hygge as a Danish idea. But the origin of the word is actually Norwegian. It was borrowed by the Danish in the 18th century. Its original meaning was to do with seeking protection and shelter from the harsh cold weather of the Scandinavian winter.
I think because Scandinavia is such a cold, dark part of the world for so much of the year, I think that it plays a massive role in hygge, because in those long dark winters, people need something to keep them going. So it's a way for them to kind of combat this with coziness and warmth and kind of bringing some light into the cold winters, which I think is a really nice concept.
And as light and warmth play such an important role in hygge, it isn't a surprise to see that people in Scandinavia have found new and innovative ways to overcome their cold, dark winters. The tiny town of Rjukan sits at the bottom of a very steep valley. During the winter, the sun never rises over the mountains. For the residents of this town, it wasn't enough to just light a fire and wait for summer. Instead, they built mirrors on the mountainside. Today, these mirrors reflect the sun down into the town square. And it's clear to see the difference it makes. If they hadn't built the mirrors, then the whole town would have remained in darkness for 7 months every year. Instead, for a few hours, every day, all winter, the little community comes together to share the little sunshine they have. It's given them a time and place to enjoy being together. It's brought light and warmth into their lives. And it has made the whole town happier. Perhaps this is a perfect example of hygge in action. To the Scandinavians, hygge is so much more than a buzzword being used to sell things. It's not just about buying books, baking delicious pastries, or decorating your home with fancy candles and fairy lights. It's about putting away your work, putting down your phone, and spending time in the warm company of the people you love. And maybe, if we could all do that, then we would all be a bit happier.